Under Egypt's blazing sun, the Great Sphinx of Giza has watched over the desert for thousands of years. Mainstream history says it was carved around 2500 BC for Pharaoh Khafre, guarding his pyramid complex. It's an elegant explanation, but not the only one. For decades, whispers have circulated about the Sphinx's true age and hidden secrets. Some researchers point to unusual erosion patterns, suggesting it's far older than the Old Kingdom. Others speak of chambers sealed beneath its paws, while the boldest claims link it to Atlantis and a mythical hall of records said to contain humanity's forgotten history. Many of these ideas remain unverified, and Egyptologists insist the evidence supports Khafre's reign. Still, the gaps in the story leave room for speculation. Why do certain findings vanish from public view? Why do some geological clues seem out of place in the Sahara? In this deep dive, we'll explore the Sphinx from all angles: mainstream archaeology, fringe theories, geological puzzles, and enduring legends. By the end, you might see it not just as a monument, but as one of the world's greatest unsolved riddles. Mainstream perspective. What do Egyptologists say? Most Egyptologists date the Sphinx to around 2500 BC, built during Pharaoh Khafre's reign. Its position beside his pyramid complex, alignment with the causeway, and links to nearby temples are central to this view. Some also point to a facial resemblance between the statue and preserved statues of Khafre, though the likeness is debated. They believe it was carved directly from limestone bedrock, with blocks removed from the enclosure used in surrounding temples. Tools of the era, copper chisels, pounding stones, and wooden sledges, would have been enough for the work, according to experimental archaeology. In this narrative, the Sphinx is a ceremonial guardian, combining the lion's strength with human intelligence to protect Khafre's necropolis. It's a straightforward explanation, one that fits neatly into Old Kingdom history, yet not all researchers agree it tells the whole story. The fringe hypotheses: water erosion and ancient origins. For some researchers, the Sphinx's age isn't just off by a few centuries. It could be off by millennia. Geologist Robert Schoch and author John Anthony West noticed that the monument's enclosure walls show deep vertical fissures and rounded contours more typical of long-term water erosion than wind-blown sand. Since Giza has been arid for roughly 5,000 years, they suggest the Sphinx could date to 7,000 to 10,500 BC, when the region experienced heavy rainfall. Adding to this, Robert Bauval's Orion Correlation Theory proposes that the three pyramids at Giza align with the stars of Orion's belt, while the Sphinx itself faces the constellation Leo, not in the modern sky, but as it would have appeared around 10,500 BC. This alignment, if intentional, could point to a construction date far earlier than the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. Mainstream scholars counter that erosion could result from other processes, such as salt crystallization from rising groundwater, and argue that astronomical alignments are often coincidental. Still, the overlap between geological evidence and celestial patterns keeps this theory alive, offering a provocative possibility that the Sphinx is a surviving remnant of an advanced civilization long lost to history. The Hall of Records myth.
I cannot confirm that anything has been investigated when it comes to the Hall of Records, or if we want to call it the Hall of Records. Let's just call it the chamber under the Sphinx.
Among the boldest Sphinx legends is the idea of a hidden Hall of Records buried beneath its paws, said to hold ancient scrolls and artifacts detailing humanity's true origins. This story was popularized in the 1930s by American psychic Edgar Cayce, who claimed refugees from Atlantis built the Sphinx as a marker above a sealed archive. He predicted it would be discovered in the late 20th century. In the 1990s, ground-penetrating radar surveys detected anomalies, possible cavities, near the monument's front paws. While some saw this as evidence of chambers, Egyptian authorities restricted further excavation, fueling speculation of a cover-up. Mainstream archaeologists dismiss the Hall of Records as pure myth, noting no direct excavations have revealed such a chamber, and attributing the radar anomalies to natural fissures in the limestone. Still, the legend persists, partly because it connects the Sphinx to a grander, hidden history. Whether pure fantasy or suppressed truth, the Hall of Records idea captures imaginations by suggesting the Sphinx guards not just stone secrets, but a buried library that could rewrite the story of civilization. Until proven otherwise, it remains one of the most tantalizing and contested mysteries in archaeology. Natural formation theory. A newer perspective shifts the Sphinx debate from when it was built to how it began. Some geologists propose the monument may have started as a Yardang, a natural rock formation sculpted by wind and erosion, before ancient Egyptians reshaped it into the lion-bodied figure we see today. In arid regions, harder rock layers erode slower than softer ones, sometimes leaving behind shapes that resemble animals or statues. Experiments at New York University have shown that wind and sand can create forms remarkably similar to a reclining lion. If this was the case at Giza, Khafre's builders may have recognized the outline, carved the head into human form, and added detail to the body and paws. Supporters say this could explain variations in the Sphinx's weathering patterns, while critics argue its precise alignment with Khafre's pyramid complex suggests deliberate human design from the start. This theory doesn't necessarily contradict the mainstream date. It could mean the core shape existed long before the Old Kingdom, with later artisans refining it. Whether natural or entirely man-made, the Yardang theory adds a fresh layer to the mystery, reminding us the Sphinx may be the result of both nature's forces and human vision. Reconciling the theories. After exploring all angles, it's clear no single explanation fully captures the Sphinx's story. Mainstream Egyptology ties it to Pharaoh Khafre, citing its alignment with his pyramid complex, nearby temple connections, and partial facial resemblance. Yet this version struggles with the deep, rounded erosion patterns and persistent rumors of hidden chambers. The water erosion hypothesis suggests the Sphinx could date back to a wetter era thousands of years earlier, while the Yardang theory proposes nature sculpted much of its shape before ancient hands refined it. Each theory answers some questions but raises new ones about climate, technology, and the flow of history itself. It's possible the truth lies in a mix, a natural limestone outcrop partially shaped by a forgotten culture, later remodeled by Old Kingdom artisans, and eventually wrapped in layers of myth. Whatever its origin, the Sphinx's real power may be its ability to outlast every explanation, standing as both a monument to the past and a challenge to the limits of what we think we know. Closing. What should viewers think? The Great Sphinx remains one of the most captivating enigmas in history. Whether it's Khafre's guardian, a relic from a forgotten age, or the product of nature refined by human hands, its true story is still out of reach. Mainstream archaeology offers a clear Old Kingdom origin, while alternative theories hint at far older civilizations and hidden chambers. Perhaps the truth is a blend, or something entirely unexpected. So what's really beneath those massive paws? Could lost knowledge still be sealed in stone? And if we uncovered it tomorrow, Would we be ready for what it might reveal?